Hey there guys, it's Tina and I am back, and I am here with another makeup tutorial, kind of a get ready with me. I'm not really chit-chatting in this video, so I wouldn't necessarily call it a get ready with me video. It is more of a makeup tutorial featuring this look here, which I absolutely love. I wore this in a couple of my recent videos. I did, what was my Boxy Charm unboxing, I think? Yeah, and I absolutely love this look. It's a pretty simple neutral look. Alright, I didn't make it simple. I'll be honest with you right now. I made it way more complicated than it needed to be. But it's a simple neutral eye with a pop of color on the lower lash line. And they are complementary colors, so they really pop against each other. And of course, I paired it with a bold orange lip as we say goodbye to summer. Because I'm not waiting. I do not want the cold weather to start up. I'm just like trying to stretch it out. But if you want to see how I created this look, then stay tuned and I will talk to you soon. Hey there guys, so as usual I'm starting off with a clean, freshly washed face, and I already did my eyebrows, which I think we can start skipping. You guys let me know what parts of like a get ready with me or makeup tutorial you find interesting, what I should leave in, what I can leave out at this point. I'm gonna share some skincare stuff because I recently picked these up and I am trying them out because my skin had some issues. You see? Oh my god, my skin had a situation recently. I had like 4 massive breakouts. One, where was it? Here, 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 and down here somewhere. And then aside from that, I had like clogged pores and like a lot of congestion, and I didn't like it at all. And it's funny because I had the congestion, so I went and got a hydrofacial and it was good. Like it felt so good. And whoa, so I'm using the Caudalie Vino Pure or Vino, I think it's probably Vino Pure Purifying Toner. This has purifying essential oils, exfoliating salicylic acid, and soothing grape water. So I picked this up because I need a toner, one that actually works. So I've been trying that out, but look at my cotton swab. Ooh, my good. So I did the Hydra facial, right? It was great. It felt so good. My skin looked good. And then like a week and a half later, I had this massive breakout and I'm like, what the hell? And I am not sure. I think it was a combination of products that I was using, but I grabbed that and just put that on my skin. So I picked up a ton of skincare to try out because my skin is not happy with me. I'm going to go in with this from Vichy. It's the Mineral 89 Booster. This is a Skin Fortifying Daily Booster. So I'm just going to get a little squirt of that. It's a clear gel, and I'm just going to apply it all over my skin. And I'll let that absorb while we go ahead and take care of the eyeshadow. Now, the thing about this serum is that it feels very sticky, but then it absorbs quickly. So it feels wet at first, and then it feels like it's drying down, and then it leaves behind this tacky feeling. So we'll let that go for a little bit and go in with our eyeshadow primer. So I'm going to use this eyeshadow base from Lancôme. I recently picked this up. It's the La Base Aquatique Longwear Eyeshadow Base, and the shade is number 5, Noisette. And I'm going to grab that on a Real Techniques Expert Concealer Brush and just apply that all over my lid. This is a skin tone color, so it's going to blend in pretty nicely with my skin tone. This is actually the darkest shade. They have other shades available that are lighter than this. And the Aquatique eyeshadow base is actually a pretty nice formula from Lancôme, and they've since expanded the shade range, so it wasn't just the one shade that they had, like a universal shade available at first. So now you have different options to choose from. Actually, I think I'm gonna go ahead and use a sponge to help apply and smooth this out. Only because I feel like cream bases like this work a little bit better with a sponge. It just applies it a little bit more evenly and doesn't leave behind any like brush strokes. Alright guys, so since today's look is a neutral look, you can go ahead and grab your favorite neutral palette. For me, I'm grabbing a selection of eyeshadows from Sydney Grace. I love Sydney Grace. I love the owner. I love their business acumen. Like, she's really sweet. Heather, she's such a darling. And I'm like, wait a minute, I have so many of these eyeshadows, but I've never truly showed them on camera and used them on camera for you guys. So here we go today. So I have a selection of shades. I'm not going to use all of them, but I have a selection, and then I have a pop of orange here from Makeup Forever that I'm going to incorporate because we want to do the orange on the lower lash line and the blue. So let's just do this. So we're going to start out with this skin tone shade, which is Camel. It kind of is exactly a camel shade, but I'm just going to buff that in my crease using this Eddie Funkhauser large crease brush. So just a large crease brush. Be a little bit careful with these eyeshadows because I find that they do pick up a lot of powder. So I just tap my, let me show you. So with shadows like this, what I like to do when they're powdery or when they're very pigmented, I like to just tap lightly with my brush. I don't rub, I don't dig or anything. I just tap on top to pick up a little bit of the pigment. I don't need to go crazy because they are pigmented and they do have kick ups. So I'll just blend that using windshield wiper motions in my crease area and just go back and forth. And you can do this quickly because it's a color that's going to match my skin tone, so I'm not worried about where it goes or anything because it's just going to help us blend in that crease area. Then I'll go in with this shade, which is called Honey Nut. This one is more of a medium tone brown, so we're gonna build up some dimension now. So we're using variations of the same kind of shade, so we just use browns, and I'm going up in depth. So lighter shade first, add in depth, add in some more darker tones to build up dimension so it looks more 3D. There's shading and contouring, and I'm just building up a little bit right out in that outer crease and outer V. Then I'm grabbing this other brown called Hot Chocolate. Hot Chocolate is definitely like a chocolatey color, but it has a hint of like a mauvey purple undertone. So we're going to use that to build up again more dimension in the crease, and I'm using circular motions just to buff that right in the outer V, outer crease area. I'm not pulling that color all the way in. I'm just going about halfway on the crease because I don't want to build too much depth on like the inner lid area. I'm just keeping it concentrated on this outer V, outer C. So you see I use circular motions, buffing motions back and forth just to deposit the color and also blend at the same time. Now I'm going to go in with two dark brown shades. We have Dark Chocolate, which is more of a warm dark brown, and Dark Roast, which is more of that mauvey purpley brown shade. It's really deep as well. So what I did was mix those two shades on a 783 small tapered blending brush. These are from Delium Tools. These are the golden triangle brushes, and they have like a triangle shape, but the edges are rounded, so it's not like a sharp triangle. They're really comfortable, and the blue is so pretty. And these brushes are really great quality. They feel really soft, they clean up really nicely, and they are not like overly expensive. These are probably among the more pricey brushes from Delium Tools. They have cheaper alternatives, but these are so awesome in quality, so I really love them. Now we're gonna go in with the shimmery shade for the lid. This is the shade Blushed. I'm going to apply that dry first so you can see the color payoff without dampening my brush, but I really like to dampen shimmer eyeshadows to get a more metallic color payoff. This is just gonna look like a plain shimmer, and I'm just applying that to the mobile lid. This is a Sonia Kashuk number 28 eye shader brush. I'm just spritzing it with a bit of the Smashbox primer water just to dampen it, not to get it too wet. Dip it into the eyeshadow and then apply that to the lid. And that's going to give us, see, a more metallic look to the eyeshadow, which is what I want. And I'm just going to press that onto the lid. Make sure that I evenly blend it out because with damp eyeshadows, they can get a little crepey. So I make sure that I blend that out, blend around the edges as well, just to get that beautiful color payoff. And if you really want to amp up the shimmer for some of these shades, you go back in once you've blended the color out and apply another layer, but don't blend this one as much. You just let that color sing right on top and don't go tapping at it. You see how metallic that looks? And then you can go in with a dry brush and apply a little bit of the dry shadow on top and then go around the edges very lightly though. You don't want to disturb the shimmer on the lid too much. I feel like my browns are never dark enough on the outer lid. Like once I apply the shimmer, then I'm like, I really need to darken that up. So I'm gonna go to my tried and true, definitely gonna help give me darkness. I'm gonna go into my Bobbi Brown palette. I have the shade Rich Brown here, and I have the shade Mahogany right here. These are guaranteed to really deepen up my look. Do you see that? And I find that a lot of brands and a lot of different eyeshadows, they just don't pack that depth that I really, really need. And so my go-to tends to be Lancôme or these Bobbi Brown eyeshadows. You see how rich and dark and deep that brown is? That Rich Brown was more of a warm tone brown, and then Mahogany is more of that cool brown, like a more gray tone brown. So I'll apply that after to really darken up that outer V. And I'm just using small strokes with the 783 brush again from Delium Tools. Now that we have that down, I kind of want to brighten the shimmer a little bit, so I'm going to go in with this very icy light lavender purple looking shade. It's called Immortal. And I'm just gonna run that directly in the middle of the shimmer shade that we applied before. And that's gonna change it from looking really golden to looking a little bit more like a lavender pinky hue. Then for the highlight, I'm gonna use this light yellow ivory shade called Beaches. And I'm gonna apply that on a MAC 252 just directly under my brow and blending that out. I like using light yellow ivories on my skin tone since my skin has yellow undertones, so it doesn't look too stark. Now let's jazz up the inner corner with this shimmery light shade. It's called Fireside. This is a ColourPop E9 eyeshadow brush. I'm just popping that on the inner tear duct and kind of blending it out. It's not a stark color at all. It's lighter than my skin tone, definitely. So it will give a highlight, but it's not too intense that it's gonna stand out too much. I'm actually going in with the two dark browns from Sydney Grace again because I feel like I really like the shades. They were really beautiful and they are pigmented. This is just a Sonia Kashuk blending brush. So they still work beautifully. So there we go, some more dimension. And now to really kick it up, we're grabbing the Stila Glitter and Glow shade in Fairy Tale. And that's gonna add a beautiful glittery pop with a hint of purple. And then we'll lightly blend the edges because this glitter shade can go everywhere. We're gonna just tap over it so it doesn't leave behind any harshness. Nice and shiny, right? All right, I have a confession. That was way more complicated than it needed to be. I did not need to use all those eyeshadows, but I have this thing about me where I end up just using massive amounts of eyeshadow because I have them in my collection, but I also understand that people don't have all those different shades. So just be mindful that all you would have to do with like a simple neutral palette where you just had probably 3 shades of brown and maybe a black, you can build up the dimension, build up the pigmentation. You don't have to go in with different shades like I did. I'm applying a little bit of this primer. This is the Estée Lauder, the Mattifier Shine Control Perfecting Primer and Finisher. They sent this to me with the Estée Lauder Double Wear Foundation. They sent me the full collection of the... I'm not even using this today. I should though, right? Maybe I should. I'm gonna use it today then. I feel like Estée Lauder just lied to me because this does not feel like a mattifier at all. It actually feels a little bit hydrating. Maybe it has ingredients to hydrate the skin so you don't overproduce oil. Maybe it's not meant to dry your skin out, which is a concept, isn't it? Now we're gonna go in with the Double Wear Foundation. So I use the shade 5N1 Rich Ginger, which is it's a perfect match for me. And this foundation does not come with a pump. You like how I have it up here, but it doesn't come with a pump. So I actually bought the pump separately, which is a scam because the pump is $10. $10 for the pump. Estée Lauder, could we just get a pump? Because it just comes with the regular screw top and then you have to like pour it out on a palette or something, which is not a problem for me because I usually do that anyway. I pump my foundation on a palette. But could we get a pump because it offers better control. I love this foundation. It's interesting because I've always heard about this foundation, but it's like double wear, stay in place foundation. And I was intimidated because I don't love full coverage. I'm a medium coverage kind of person, and I don't like heavyweight foundation necessarily. Unless I'm like going for that. Like, you know, sometimes you're trying to do the most and you're trying to look extra flawless. I don't always like that, so I always stayed away from this foundation, but I tried it like months ago, like last year, and I loved it. So when they sent me the full package, I was like, Estée, hey, let me show you the package. So here's the package they sent me. They now have 56 shades to choose from. Do you see that range? Oh my god. So they sent me, I think these are all the shades. They have the darker shades on this side. So they have the varying undertones and everything. And they have this little ad, this little video that they posted. And it tells you the details. So they did like 8 years of research to get the perfect match. So it says it's 24-hour wear, matte finish, medium to full coverage, looks flawlessly natural, it's waterproof, and it's transfer and humidity resistant. And now we have 56 shades, which is awesome, right? And they already had my shade, which is the 5N1 Ginger, so I wasn't worried about that. I love that it says medium to full coverage, so now I don't find that it's that intimidating anymore. And it does have, to me, it's more like a demi-matte finish because you see it on my skin. I have the matte primer on, but it doesn't really look that matte, does it? Like, does it? I mean, I have oily skin, so very few products look extremely matte on me. And if it's transfer resistant and waterproof, what the hell is going on? Where was I? That is fantastic. So I'm going to let that set for a little bit and then we'll apply a little concealer. Let's get some concealer. I'm going to use the All Hours concealer from YSL. This is shade number 6. I believe this may be their darkest shade. It's a little bit, maybe a little bit rich on my under eyes. I know people like to go lighter, but I actually like to use a skin tone shade. So I'm just going to apply that under my eyes. I'm going to let it sit for a little bit and go dampen my sponge. Now this concealer doesn't need to sit that long under the eyes because it is very fluid and very liquidy. So it doesn't need to really dry down too much. So I'm just going to tap that out. This is a Sonia, is it a Sonia Cashew brush? Yeah, sponge, yes it is. I really twisted the hell out of this in a dry washcloth to get the moisture out. Because I love using sponges that are just almost dry, like they were pre-moistened and then you dried them a lot. So that's what we have. So I picked up the Milk Makeup new Blur and Set Matte Loose Setting Powder. I have the shade Translucent Medium, so I'm gonna try to use it. They included a little sponge with it. I don't know how I feel about this, if it's much different from their regular matte powder. I think their regular matte powder may be a little bit more intense. This, is it blurring? Oh yeah, it is blurring. So I'm going to set the concealer under my eyes. And the dark shade that they have, this has a little mesh, right? And I feel like this mesh is not trying to let me be great. It's not giving me enough of the powder. Okay, that was aggressive. That was way too aggressive. I'm sorry, I apologize. Alright, let's use this Delium Tools powder brush. This is the 988 BDHD Phase 1. I don't know what all of that is for, but it's the Phase 1 brush. It has like an angle to it. This was a recommendation from Puffin's wife. She's no longer Puffin's wife. Stop it. She is Mel Thompson here on YouTube. And she's going through some things right now, so if you want to go over there and show her some love, I will link her down below, because I think we need to support people sometimes that we enjoy watching that do need it. To be honest, I didn't like this powder the first couple of times that I tried it, but now that I'm trying it, I'm like, it looks very lightweight. It mattified my skin. It doesn't feel cakey, and I don't see it, like, I don't see, come in. I don't see it on my skin, right? And that foundation is beautiful too, so It may be alright. I might give it a pass now, because before I was like, I don't know. And now I'm like, maybe I'll give you a second date. Alright, let's finish up this eye look that I made way too complicated for a neutral eye. Let's be honest. So for the blue on the lower lash line, we're going to use First Dip from Sydney Grace. And I'm going to apply that to the outer lower lash line. So pretty much any neutral palette out there with a pop of blue, you can probably use for this look. But I just did the most just because, like I said, I have the shadow, so why not? So I'm applying that with a MAC 242. And for the orange, I'm going in with M732 from Makeup Forever. This is a matte deep orange shade. And I'm just going to run that on the inner lower lash line using the same brush. And then I'm going to grab the shimmery orange shade, which is Marmalade. And for this, I'm going to dampen my brush just a little bit. And the orange is rather intense already, but adding the shimmer on top is going to really intensify it. And dampening your brush really makes the shimmer stand out in these shimmer shades. So you see how bold that is? That is gorgeous. Alright, now for the mascara, I'm going to use this new one from NARS. It's called the Climax Mascara. NARS, why are you so sexual? And I'm going to apply that. They made like a whole fuss about this mascara, so I'm going to see if the hype is real. Nothing really tops my Better Than Sex. I just find like I really love Better Than Sex, which again is a sexual mascara. What the hell is wrong with y'all and these sexual innuendos for these mascaras? The brush looks like that. It's the type of brush that I like, which is more of that fiber natural bristle. Or is it boar bristle? It might be boar bristle. Like, you know those brushes with the boar bristles? That's what it feels like. So I'm gonna just run that through the lashes. I like how it's separating so far. Like, it's not doing too much. But, well, I like it. Ooh, okay. I don't know that I think it's really dramatic, but I think it's really pretty, and it really separated my lashes. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but they look really pretty and like fluffy. This probably is a really good daily mascara. Instead of like for a look like this where I want lashes, this actually, it looks pretty, and I don't know. I don't know, what do you guys think? Alright, so it's $24. It's available on Sephora and the NARS website. It says an innovative mascara that delivers buildable volume and intense black color in a lightweight, flexible formula that won't clump or smudge. Don't know about smudging, but I'm telling you right now, it really didn't clump my lashes. Like, it looks really separated. And to be honest, I do see the curl, but my lashes naturally curl anyway, and I see the volume. Not like extreme, and it doesn't say anything extreme, which I like, I appreciate. It's not lying to me, and it's not clumping at all. I do actually really like this mascara, just because the claims aren't outlandish. It's not like overly priced, and I do see the separation, and I'll see how it goes, because I do actually like this. Maybe as like a daily mascara, not for drama like we need right now. I'm gonna apply lashes. Before I do though, I want to show you the lashes. Like, even my lower lashes look pretty nice with this mascara. It's not bad at all. I actually do like this. I love a good Ardell Demi Wispy Lash, but for this, I'm going to use the Faux Mink Wispies in the style Wispies instead of Demi Wispies. These are really beautiful as well. I cut off the very ends of the lashes just to make sure that they fit my lash line a little bit better. So let's go ahead and do the lips before we go in with the rest of the face product. So I'm going in with a Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick. The shade is Thrill Seeker. This is a beautiful deep orangey shade. This is a really bold in-your-face orange lip, and I love an orange lip, so I absolutely love this. Oh my god, that is so pretty. Alright, on the cheeks, what shall we do? What shall we do? Since we did a lot of matte on the skin, I'm gonna go in with the Be a Light palette from Becca. This is the medium to deep one. And I'm going to use the dark color. This is another one of the Delium Tools triangle brushes. This is the 968 Phase 2 brush. And I'm using the dark color just to add a little bit of dimension on my hairline. And that will help to blend my darker, like my scalp is a lot darker than my face. and then use it to just give a little bit of shape to my face. I like that this color is not too intense or too bold because I do not like bold contours. I just like to give a little bit of shade into my skin, nothing too crazy. For the blush, I'm gonna use Modern Mandarin from MAC, which is a, what finish is this? This is a satin, so it has a little bit of a sheen to it, but nothing too crazy. Just to give a little bit of like an orangey coral kick to the cheeks. Oh my god, that is so beautiful. And then back to the Be a Light palette, and I'm gonna grab the shimmery blush shade and just top it over that blush. And I just love this highlighter. It's a blush shade, but it looks like a glowy highlighter. It's so beautiful. If you're wondering, this brush is from Sephora. It is, I think it's called a highlight brush, but it's from the magnetic collection. Like, they have a magnetic brush set. So you have this plate and the brushes are magnetic and they stick onto it, so they can be mounted and stored on your desktop. And this is the highlight brush. So I really love that. So just thought I'd show you. Now my lips feel a little bit dry and a little bit tight, so I'm gonna go in with a little bit of gloss just to top over this liquid lipstick. This is from Rimmel. Is it Rimmel? Is it Rimmel? Yeah, Rimmel, right? It is their Oh My Gloss oil tint, and this shade is Orange Mode. And it's just a lightweight oil, and it gives like a sheen to the lips, and it's the orangey tint. So just thought it would go with this lip color and make it a little bit more comfortable. But here you have it, guys. This is the completed look. I loved it from the moment I did it in my video. I love the combination of the blue and the orange on the lower lash line, and you know I'm a big fan of orange, so I absolutely love this look. Hopefully you guys also enjoyed just this tutorial get ready with me. It was really a walkthrough, not really a get ready with me like a talkie video. But hopefully you enjoyed seeing the process and enjoyed seeing some of these products put to work. As usual, I'm going to leave a full list of all the products used down below in the description box. I will also leave links to where you can pick them up. If those direct you to Sephora or Ulta, that means they are affiliate links that I generate through those websites, which also means that I get a small sales commission if you shop through my links. If you're not comfortable with that, I understand. Shop how you normally shop. No muss, no fuss. But if you do use my links, thank you so much, because it does help me to put right back into this channel. And I will also leave links to my Instagram and Twitter page, where you should definitely be following me along. And I've also been posting on Snapchat, but I make no promises. All right, I'm trying. I am trying to live my best social media life, and just bear with me. All right, I am attempting to be the next greatest beauty guru. No, I'm not really. I'm just trying something different. But until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you guys. Bye.